So today I think I will welcome Christian Witt. He's a senior program officer at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Christian has a very good experience in agronomy, soil science, environment, natural resources, and also he worked in Asia, in Africa. And most importantly, he's very supportive in what we do in Africa in general, in Ethiopia. He's instrumental in bringing the AFSIS, most of you may know. I was coordinating the program in Southern Africa, so I know how hard he worked to bring that project, even phase 1, phase 2, and several other projects across Africa. So personally, I really appreciate his support in different forms, and also he has a very good knowledge technically. And in most of the time with Christian, I think in Gates Foundation, once there is an idea which is approved, they write the proposal with you. So we learn a lot from their experiences. So Christian will give us a short keynote of his, his vision and his ideas, and then we'll continue to the discussions. Thanks, Christian, for being with us, and you can say a few things. Welcome. Thanks.
Thank you, Lulsuget, and good morning, everyone. I wish I could be there with you in person. As much as I really welcome technology to connect with everybody, especially this year or these days, I miss seeing people, having a chance to chat during the coffee break and connect and get to know new people. So there are a lot of people on this call who I've never met, I'm sure, or maybe only briefly. So I hope that soon the world will be back to normal, and we can see each other again. But I really appreciate the opportunity to reflect on the current state of affairs, if you wish, and the broader opportunities. As many of you might know, I'm part of a group in the agriculture team in the Gates Foundation called Digital Farmer Services, and we are looking at 4 different areas. I oversee the soil health and agronomy work. Then a colleague of mine, Kei Kuo, oversees agricultural advisory services, and Sami Sinyimba is overseeing inclusive finance, and we have Stuart Collis, who is overseeing smart farming, and then a colleague also looking into monitoring and evaluation, which is very important as well. And as a group, we are working with contracted consultants from BCG at the moment to do a system analysis and investment design across 14 different countries. And we're learning quite a bit about the opportunities for integrated digital farmer services and the role that soil health and agronomy can play in informing really these farmer-facing services. And every day, as we engage here to analyze opportunities and come up with a systematic framework on how one could analyze opportunities in each and every country, which is, as you can imagine, quite different, maybe depending on the enabling environment and the kind of level of maturity in terms of digital, but also other assets in a country. We come to data. We come to data, and we come to evidence, and we come to the discussions around data sharing and the tremendous opportunities in sorting data at the back end, so that those who are offering farmer-facing services have better access to the data, to the insights and analytics, and the decision support that we as soil scientists or agronomists are working on. And so the journey you have been on, I think in Ethiopia, is particularly fascinating, that journey obviously started a long time ago with investing in research and doing research and putting data together, and increasing opportunities related to really digital infrastructure, which makes it even more valuable to really think carefully through on how we share data, how we make them accessible and findable and reusable and interoperable. And at the foundation, we are fortunate to work with CABI and ODI, the very same team that's working with you, to help us think through what could we do better as a funding organization, and how do we responsibly deal with this in our grant making. And so we are learning, or we have learned a lot already in the last 12 months, but we just, this and last week went through some learning modules with the CABI team and the Open Data Institute, for example, around how to assess an enabling environment, or how to work with data from third parties, and how do we minimize harmful impacts from data, and just to name 3 from a handful of 8 modules. And what started quite small, actually in Ethiopia with you, became in the foundation, received greater attention in the foundation, and we are making steps to more systematically take on this topic in our grant making and in our ag group in the future. So I was on the all ag team staff meeting yesterday with 70 people dialed in, and we heard from my colleague who's in the strategy planning and management team, Tuvan, on the plans going forward, on how we can capitalize on the learnings to date, and Ethiopia was cited as an example. For example, your policy development around the fair data, but also how you implement. I think without your energy and willingness to work this out as a group in the coalition of the willing, you can produce good policy papers, but unless you have the willingness and the commitment of individuals and organizations and institutes to implement, because you see a benefit and a win-win from engaging, the work would get stuck. And I don't know whether you know it, but CIMMYT has picked up this idea of the coalition of the willing and started a coalition of the willing in the state of Bihar to do something very similar, modeled after you. So I really want to thank you for your support of this initiative, and for building an effective community. And it is something probably that never stops. That's something that needs to be nurtured. But I'm very curious to see, as this evolves, what outcomes you're experiencing, what challenges also, so we can learn from that. But also what you see suddenly is possible by working together, and you're an inspiration to others. India I mentioned, but also Rwanda. When we started the investment a year ago on the Rwanda Soil Information Service, we started talking about fair data principles and data policy, and it became obvious that they had a good but broad data policy that wasn't sufficiently anchored really, and very hard to implement. So scientists didn't know what to do Monday morning with this, basically. And when we shared, the way you approached it in Ethiopia, it caught their attention. And I know that you had a group from Rwanda visiting as well to learn more about how you deal with that. So it's a very interesting journey, I think, for all of us. I'm surprised and impressed by how far we've gotten. I must say. So I really want to thank the Ministry of Agriculture for the leadership and the support. EIAR is taking a lead role as well in the implementation and driving this forward, but also others like CIAT or GIZ in the providing support and technical guidance. So I'm really keen to learn how this is all further evolving and shaping up, and I hope that next time we come together, maybe to reflect, might be a year from now, but that I can be with you in person and learn firsthand on where you've gotten. So I wish you a lot of success for the workshop today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Christian. I think we are more inspired. Very good. Some points, remarks, very interesting about the experiences in other countries as well. I think you have a good feeling, and you have observed what we have tried to do. We moved a lot, and we have tried our best. You know, as you indicated, there are close to 100 people who are willing and collaborating to deliver on, some good things to support the ministry and research organizations. So this is a team effort, and we ourselves are very impressed how it went, because we are 100, we are willing people, and there are more coming in now, and we have done several things, guidelines, and a lot of analytical things, just through a simple cooperation. There is nothing attached to it. People are willing, and there is the interest behind is to bring the data together and take advantage of the advance in analytics to make informed decisions. So I think, thank you very much. Your support is also very much acknowledged through GIZ and also in other forms. So we are very happy you joined us today, and we are more inspired. So I think this is an energizer for us, for all of us who are listening, and also for those who are not there, we'll relay the message. Thank you so much. So we'll move to the next steps, and I think Hippo will lead us to the process.